Welcome back to Euro Football Daily for this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. We have a bumper show lined up for you today filled with all the rumours concerning the continent's biggest names. So let's jump straight into it. The Euros might have finished on Sunday night, but the stories around one of the tournament's breakout stars, Mikkel Damsgaard, are just beginning. The 21-year-old Danish international, who had only been capped 3 times prior to the competition, produced some breathtaking displays and finished with 2 goals and 1 assist to his name, including a world-class free kick in the semi-final against England. Now, according to Tuttosport, a whole host of clubs, including Carlo Ancelotti's Real Madrid, are interested in bringing in the Sampdoria forward, who only signed for the Genoese club in July 2020 for €6.7 million. The article claims, however, that Samp are determined to keep the prodigious dribbler for another year, before selling him for between €35 and €50 million next summer. However, there are other issues for Real Madrid to contend with. As we reported on our video on the club last week, Los Blancos boss Carlo Ancelotti has been told they need to sell before they can buy this summer. And with Ramos having joined PSG and Varane looking likely to follow him out the door, centre-back will probably be their priority. Secondly, Real face no little competition, with the Italian publication claiming that Juve, Spurs, Liverpool, Everton, Leeds, Roma and both Milan clubs are also monitoring Damsgaard. And the Dane isn't the only player the Merengues are facing difficulties over. According to OK Diario, Real have been scouting Real Sociedad's Mikkel Merino for a number of months, reportedly viewing him as the perfect player to bring in to decrease the age of their midfield. But with 4 years remaining on his current deal, the Basque club have been able to slap a €59 million asking price on his head, which is insurmountable for the club this summer. It seems therefore that there's going to be more frustration ahead for fans of the 13-time European champions. We head to Merseyside now, where Rafa Benitez is settling into life as Everton manager. According to numerous reports, the Spaniard is also in discussions with the club about potential summer targets, and top of his list is Napoli's Kalidou Koulibaly. It was the former Valencia and Liverpool manager who brought the Senegalese international to the club from Genk in 2014, and the pair worked together for 1 season in which the Little Donkeys finished 5th, before Benitez was recruited by Real Madrid. The new Toffees manager is rumoured to have some concerns about Everton's current crop of centre-backs, and with Yerry Mina reportedly considering his own future at the club, bringing in someone of Koulibaly's experience to mentor Holgate and Godfrey would appear to be a sensible decision. As always with Koulibaly, it comes down to price, with memories of Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis' ridiculous €100 million price tag still fresh in our minds. But 90 Min claim that Koulibaly's standing within the squad has fallen in the last 12 months, and the club would now be willing to entertain offers for as little as €40 million, a fair price given he turned 30 last month. Having missed out on qualification for the Champions League for the 2nd consecutive season, it appears they're willing to get Koulibaly's €6 million wages off the books. If Koulibaly's move to Everton doesn't materialise for whatever reason, Calcio Mercato claim it'll be Fabian Ruiz, who played a bit part role for Spain at this summer's Euros, who would have to be sold. So Napoli fans, we want to know from you. If you had to offload one of Koulibaly or Ruiz, who would you rather sell and why? Leave your answers in the comments below. We head to North London now, where Spurs remain interested in signing Lille's Renato Sanches. The Portuguese international was magnificent once again in this summer's Euros, where he was arguably his nation's best player despite starting the competition on the bench. And now Le Ten Sport claim that the Lily-Whites, now under Nuno Espirito Santo's control, are weighing up a move for the Lille midfielder against Lyon's Houssem Aouar. Although according to the article, Arsenal are also interested in both players. They aren't only facing competition from their North London rivals, however, with Barcelona said to be keen on bringing the former Bayern Munich star to the new camp. However, currently unable to register their new signings, including Memphis Depay and Sergio Aguero, we struggle to see how that would be possible. If Spurs manage to somehow land Renato Sanches, their midfield choices of Ndombele, Højbjerg, Lo Celso, Dele Alli and Sanchez would be among the strongest in the division, and bode well for an improvement on their 7th place finish from last term. Spurs fans, we want to hear from you guys though. What would you be happy to pay for Renato Sanches? You know what to do. We take a trip over to Turin now, where Max Allegri is continuing to construct his summer business plans. Having scored 12 fewer goals than champions Inter last season, Allegri has earmarked their attack as the area he wants to prioritise most of all. According to Tuttosport, moves for Icardi, Belotti, Vlahovic and Milik are all being considered, but there are 2 names ahead of them in the pecking order: Moise Kean and Gabriel Jesus. 21-year-old striker Moise Kean was of course on the books of Juve between 2010 and 2019, prior to joining Everton in a €27.5 million move in August 2019. He endured an incredibly frustrating 2019-20 campaign on Merseyside before revitalising his career on loan at PSG last season, netting 17 goals in 41 games, including a strike against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. So that's option number 1. But Gabriel Jesus is obviously a slightly different story though. 3 years older than Kean at 24, the 47-cap Brazilian has been playing for Man City for the last 4.5 seasons, racking up 82 goals in 195 appearances for the club. 2020-21 was a challenging campaign for the former Palmeiras striker though, as he missed 12 games with a variety of issues including COVID, and when he was fit he struggled for form, only netting 14 goals in 42 appearances, 3 fewer than in any of the previous 3 seasons. With Aguero gone and a new striker looking hard to come by for Man City, it seems highly unlikely they'd be willing to sell Jesus without an astronomical offer. If you were Juve though, what would you do? Go for the cheaper option who knows the club, or go in hard for the player with a more proven track record? You know what to do. For our penultimate story, we bring you the news that Chelsea are looking to hijack Spurs' attempt to sign Sevilla's Jules Kounde. As we told you a couple of weeks ago, the Lily Whites have made the Frenchman, who featured at right back for Le Bleu at Euro 2020, their primary target to shore up their inconsistent backline this summer. But according to AS, Chelsea are preparing to swoop in, making a quote, important approach for the centre-back, whilst French journalist Julien Laurent claims that the Blues technical director Petr Cech is trying to use his ties with former club Rennes to entice Camavinga to Stamford Bridge. But with Man United heavily linked with the move for the midfielder, Kounde certainly feels like the more achievable and straightforward option, given the fact Chelsea, as Champions League winners, look a lot more attractive right now than Spurs. What can we tell you about Kounde though? Well, he's a dynamic 22-year-old centre-back who, whilst only standing at 5'10", has a solid leap and is equally comfortable bringing the ball out of defence. His performances last year in Andalusia, his second season with the club after joining from Bordeaux, saw him named in the La Liga Team of the Year. If Chelsea could persuade Kounde to reject Spurs and Real Madrid, who are also rumoured to be interested in signing him, and commit to the Blues, their potential backline of Rudiger, Thiago Silva and Kounde would strike fear into the opposition forwards, and give them a great chance of winning their first Premier League title in 5 years next May. Blues fans, we imagine Kounde would cost around €60 million. Would you be happy to outlay this on the centre-back, or save that money for other positions? And finally, it's time for our headline story, and we think you are going to love it. According to Marca, Barcelona's decision to leave Ilaix Moriba out of their pre-season squad suggests his exit from the club is imminent. The 18-year-old Spaniard, who made his breakthrough at the club in 2020-21, making 18 appearances, 14 of which were in La Liga, only has 1 year remaining on his current deal and is therefore likely to leave this summer. But his potential destination is a bit of a surprise. That's because the same article is claiming that Man United are leading the race to sign the box-to-box midfielder, who is reluctant to extend his stay in Catalonia. This would appear to be a smart move from the club. In his 538 minutes on the pitch last term, Moriba managed to contribute 1 goal and 2 assists, unsurprising when you factor in his 3.4 shot creating actions and 2.8 dribbles per 90. The latter ranking 4th in the squad behind Messi, Trincao and Dembele. The only issue is space. With United supposedly in talks for the far more experienced Camavinga, can they really afford to bring in Moriba too, even if Pogba does leave the club? Marca claim that United have already made a firm offer for the player, and taking into account his contract situation and standing in the Blaugrana squad, he's likely to be a lot cheaper. But United fans, we want to hear from you. Is Moriba, another all-action midfielder, the type of player you would like to target, or would you prefer an out-and-out defensive midfielder? So guys, that was Euro transfer talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories? Do you see any of these actually happening? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm also really sorry about my voice today, guys. I did slightly lose it chanting for England at Wembley, but I hope it didn't detract from the show too much. If you enjoyed the episode, remember to like it, leave a comment and subscribe to Euro Football Daily, and I'll catch you next time.